Good afternoon, scaredy cats. Hope you enjoy the video today, and please like, comment, and subscribe.
What's calling me from the sewer? Scary story. As a city worker, John had seen his fair share of strange things in the sewers. But nothing had ever prepared him for what he would find on that fateful day. It had started as a routine maintenance job, checking the sewer pipes for any signs of damage or blockages. But as he made his way deeper into the maze of tunnels, he began to hear something strange. At first, it was just a faint whisper, barely audible above the sound of rushing water. But as he listened more closely, he realized that it was a voice, calling out to him from the darkness. He tried to ignore it and focus on his work, but the voice grew louder and more insistent. It was as if something was trying to communicate with him, reaching out from the depths of the sewer. As he rounded a corner, he saw something that made his blood run cold. In the distance, he could see a faint glow, coming from a tunnel that had been sealed off for years. Despite his fear, he felt compelled to investigate. He made his way towards the glow, his heart pounding in his chest, until he reached the tunnel entrance. What he saw inside will haunt him forever. There was a figure, shrouded in darkness, with glowing eyes that seemed to stare directly into his soul. The figure beckoned him closer, and he could feel its presence calling out to him, drawing him in. He tried to resist, but it was too strong, too powerful. Before he knew it, he was standing face to face with the creature, its eyes burning into him with an intensity that he had never felt before. It spoke to him in a voice that was both familiar and terrifying, telling him of its ancient power and the secrets that lay hidden within the sewer. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the creature vanished, leaving John alone in the dark, haunted by the memories of what he had seen. From that day on, John never ventured into the sewers again. But he could still hear the whispers, calling out to him from the darkness, and he knew that he would never be able to escape the horror that lay hidden beneath the city. Months passed, and John tried his best to forget about what he had seen in the sewers. He tried to convince himself that it was just his imagination, that he had been working too hard and had imagined the whole thing. But the whispers never stopped, and he could feel the creature's presence lingering in his thoughts, haunting him at every turn. One night, as he lay in bed, he heard the whispers again. This time, they were louder and more urgent than before. He tried to ignore them, but they seemed to be coming from inside his own mind. As he listened, he realized that they were leading him back to the sewer, back to the place where he had first encountered the creature. Despite his fear, he knew that he had to follow them. He made his way to the entrance of the sewer, his heart pounding in his chest. As he descended into the darkness, he could feel the whispers growing louder, guiding him deeper into the maze of tunnels. Finally, he reached the tunnel where he had first seen the creature. As he entered, he could see the faint glow again, emanating from the darkness ahead. He moved forward slowly, his heart racing with fear and anticipation. And then he saw it again, the figure with the glowing eyes, standing in the middle of the tunnel. This time, the creature did not speak. Instead, it beckoned him closer, and he could feel its power drawing him in, surrounding him with a sense of ancient dread and terror. And then, in a flash of blinding light, the creature was gone. John was left alone in the dark once again, but this time, he knew that he had seen something real, something that could not be explained away as a mere hallucination. From that day on, John was never the same. He was plagued by nightmares, haunted by the memory of the creature in the sewer. He could still hear the whispers, calling out to him from the darkness, and he knew that he would never be able to escape the horror that lay hidden beneath the city. John's co-workers noticed a change in him after that night. He became distant and seemed to be lost in thought, as if he was preoccupied with something that only he could see. One day, when John failed to show up for work, his co-workers decided to pay him a visit at his apartment. They found him lying on the floor, surrounded by strange symbols and markings. As they tried to revive him, John suddenly sat up, his eyes glowing with a strange light. He began to speak in a language that they could not understand, his voice deep and otherworldly. And then, just as suddenly, he collapsed again, his body lifeless and still. The police were called, but they could find no explanation for John's strange behavior or the symbols that surrounded him. Rumors began to spread throughout the city, whispers of a dark force that had claimed John's mind and soul. And some say that even now, if you listen closely, you can still hear the whispers coming from the sewers, calling out to those who dare to listen, drawing them closer to the darkness that lies beneath the surface of the city. The legend of John's encounter with the creature in the sewers became a cautionary tale, one that was passed down from generation to generation. People began to avoid the sewers at all costs, afraid of what lay hidden in the darkness. But there were some who were drawn to the mystery, who wanted to explore the tunnels and see for themselves what lay hidden beneath the city. And some say that these brave explorers never returned, that they too were claimed by the dark force that had taken John's mind and soul. But there are others who believe that there is a way to defeat the creature, a way to banish it from the sewers and restore the balance of light and dark in the city. They say that the key lies in the symbols that surrounded John on the night of his death, that they hold the power to banish the creature back to the darkness from which it came. And so, a new generation of explorers has begun to venture into the sewers, armed with knowledge and courage, determined to unravel the mystery of the creature and save the city from its dark fate. But as they make their way deeper into the tunnels, they can feel the whispers growing stronger, calling out to them with a sense of urgency and dread. And they know that they are not alone, that there is something waiting for them in the darkness, something that is calling out to them from the depths of the sewer.